Hey y'all, an update on the condom story for my baby dad. Remember when I said my baby dad tried to pull out a used condom and I sniffed it and I was like, it's lotion? Well, guess what? I spoke to my other baby mama just now and she told me he tried the same thing on her, but he used a wrapper because he learned from me that some people will sniff the fucking condom. And that's why I tell people don't point out their manipulation tactics. They'll just try different. They'll do something differently. They're like, oh, I got caught this way. Maybe if I use a wrapper. And I was talking to her. I was like, girl, I tried to warn you, girl. I tried to warn you. I was trying to save you, bitch. I was trying to save you. And she was like, I know, girl. He was telling me that you was just jealous of him, jealous of us. And I was like, girl. I was just walking. You watching someone walking into a slow car crash, and you be like, "How do I save her?" Then I got to ask her a 1,100% question, right? I got to ask her a question, right? I asked her. I was like, now let me ask you a question. Did he show you a picture of what he actually looked like when you first met him? Or did you see a picture of when he was skinny? She was like, I seen the picture when he was skinny. I was like, he is a catfisher. He is a catfisher. He was a catfisher before catfisher was catfishing, bitches. And I was just like, oh no. The one smart thing I did was I never told him my mom got SSI from me from my dad passing away, because I found out that would have had a different path if he knew there was money attached to me. Freaking gold digger. Thank God I kept that shit to myself, but that was just not like SSI. It was because my dad passed away and it was survivor benefits. And I'm glad I never told him about that. And my mom didn't tell me about that, because that would have been some other shit. I've been waiting for her permission to tell these stories. She was like, girl, I've been waiting for you to fucking tell the story. I was like, you have? I was like, I just, you be going through. I like to be respectful. This is also not my own story, but I'm going to tell the truth. I remember I just walked to that girl. We went and got our hair done together, and I had a one-on-one conversation with her. I was like, I don't want him. Even if he had 10 feet between his legs, which he didn't, I wouldn't go for it. Not at all. He was a manipulative, calculating, insecure person. I mean, he was stalkering. I'm like, I was getting a position where I was a manager at Domino's, and I was really doing good for myself. And one of my employees had an asthma attack, and he needed to be taken home, so I drove him home. I made that nigga like all the way back in the car, because I was like, I got a crazy dude, and I just don't want to hear his shit, but I also don't want you to die on me, so I'm going to drive you home, and I'm going to drive back to the store. And this Negro somehow found out, and I was like, you stalk way too much. Just too much. That man was just so greedy and a liar and a catfisher. Ugh. People always wonder why I never had a picture of my baby dad. I was like, I'm trying to forget, bitch. I'm trying to forget. Oh, but me and baby mama number two, because I'm baby mama number one. Me and her is just like support agents now. Like, bitch, I felt stupid too. It's okay. It's okay to feel stupid. We were both catfished. We didn't know what catfishing was. We were just like, well, it is the same person. Maybe he hasn't taken a picture in 6 years. Oh, and our experiences in the child support was not that different either. I went there and the judge ordered him to pay $55 a week. And he was like, Your Honor, how am I supposed to live? I just looked at him in a whole new light like, you ain't shit. You really ain't shit, are you? She said he came to court with a security suit from a job he ain't working in years. And she like, how do you have that suit still? Trying to pretend like he got a job and he a working citizen. And man, I still to this day still don't sure. Motherfucker was asking my daughter questions like, is your mom on drugs? Is your mom with any other men? While at the same time telling this bitch I'm the one jealous of her and him. I'm like, I don't even speak to him. Oh yeah, and if a baby mama just doesn't speak to the baby dad at all, like there's no freaking communication, and it's on her side, you need to be looking at that fool a lot more closer. But every time he tried to accuse me of cheating, I always found a way out. When he pointed out that website and he was like, you're showing your body on the internet? My friend sent me this website. I was like, look, this is Exotica6279. Look at where it says the I. There's a 1 there. That ain't in my account. My account has an I in it. Sorry. He hated me for that. I was always smarter than his manipulation tactics. This Negro wasn't shit. And he was a cheater. This is how I knew. Projection. Because he would always accuse me of cheating. But he was controlling. And he would accuse her of cheating. And he was controlling. She had to pee in a freaking cup. He was on some Dixie cup shit. And always trying to turn my daughter against me. Really, like, always trying to turn my daughter against me. But me and my daughter, we was quick with it. I was like, hey, baby girl, do you want to live with your dad? She was like, no. I was like, and you don't tell anything of dad of what goes on in mommy's house, okay? She was like, okay. I was like, yeah, we got an understanding, right, baby? It's like, you want to live with them forever? She was like, no. I was like, okay, then. You going to have to keep mommy business secretive, okay? He was always trying to use triangulation and trying to poison the child against me. And here's the thing. I never said a poisonous word about my daughter's dad. Not one thing. I said to myself, I was like, no, Mom. I'm going to let her see her dad for who he truly is. I don't have to say a thing because I know how poisonous he is. And he's going to try to poison her mind, and I'm going to just strengthen it in the background and be like, you know, you're your own person. You don't have to do things you don't want to. Just because someone's an adult doesn't mean that they are responsible. Yeah, she told me a lot. She was like, Daddy's going to buy you a house and everything. And he's going to get you a car. And he's going to take you away from mommy like some abusive bad woman. You know, his mama was something else too. But, you know, she had a level of respect for me and I had a level of respect for her too. Because one day I looked at her and be like, bitch, you could go to jail too. Fuck with me if you want. I was like, I had to put my foot down because she would be like, oh, I need to do this. I'm like, I got my own life. I'm his baby mama, not his girlfriend. Go ask that chick. My baby dad didn't have the backbone to compete with me. His mother, on the other hand, she was like, bet. And every time I would shut it down. I only even insulted a few at CPS workers one time. One lady was in my house. She was like, you have that machine laying on that heater laying on the floor while it's on. You need to turn it off. I was like, ma'am, it is off. She was like, but it's on. I was like, no, it's not. That's just a light indicator. If you look closer at the heat, you'll see that it's off. And then she just looked at me, and I looked at her, and I was like, what's your degree in again? She was like, psychology. So nothing to do with children, huh? Okay. One could even say I would have to thank them because CPS ended up buying my daughter a bed because we were sharing a bed and a couch bed at the time. So they was like, well, we can get her a bed. I was like, okay, thank you. It always backfired on them. That's why I'd be like, I want karma. You don't have your karma, motherfucker. So you try some shit, just guess what? You're going to get some karma from that shit. And his karma was to never hear my voice ever again. Because I am never going to let someone have that kind of control over my ass again. So remember, God loves you and I love you too, but not in a weird way. And also, remember, if someone's playing in your face and they start off on a lie, most likely they're a liar. That lie that he started off with was the picture. It was the picture.